Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Gaura Dhawanlal with the news at 9. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon SAARC countries to work together to meet the challenge of coronavirus. Proposes contributory emergency fund with India's initial offer of $10 million. Leaders of SAARC countries share Modi's thoughts, emphasizing a cooperative framework to contain the virus. Over 450 Indians airlifted from Iran and Italy today. Iran reports 113 more coronavirus deaths, highest single-day figure in the country so far. Budget session of Madhya Pradesh Assembly begins tomorrow. Trust vote by Chief Minister Kamal Nath also likely to come up. And in table tennis, Achanta Sharath Kamal clinches men's singles title of ITTF Challenger Plus Oman Open. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said that SAARC countries must prepare together, act together and succeed together in dealing with the coronavirus. In his opening remarks at the video conference of all SAARC member countries to chalk out a common, strong strategy to fight the virus in the region, Mr. Modi said, sharing perspectives is most valuable as it cannot be predicted with certainty how the situation will unfold despite best efforts. He said, so far, the SAARC region has fewer than 150 cases, but there is a need to remain vigilant.
Our SAARC region is home to nearly 1/5 of all humanity. It is densely populated. As developing countries, all of us have significant challenges in terms of access to healthcare facilities. Our people-to-people ties are ancient. Therefore, we must all prepare together. We must all act together and we must all succeed together.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi proposed the creation of a COVID-19 emergency fund based on voluntary contributions from SAARC nations.
I propose we create a COVID-19 emergency fund. This could be based on voluntary contributions from all of us. India can start with an initial offer of $10 million for this fund.
Mr. Modi said India is assembling a rapid response team of doctors and specialists along with testing kits and other equipment. They will be on standby to be placed at the SAARC nations' disposal if required. Mr. Modi said India has set up an integrated disease surveillance portal to better trace possible virus carriers and the people they contacted. This disease surveillance software could be shared with SAARC partners. Prime Minister Modi said our neighbourhood collaboration should be a model for the world. He also assured that India will do its best for its neighbours.
Prepare but do not panic has been our guiding mantra. We were careful to not underestimate the problem, but also to avoid knee-jerk reactions. We have tried to take proactive steps, including a graded response mechanism.
Maldivian President Ibrahim Mohammed Solih welcomed Mr. Modi's suggestion of setting up a COVID emergency fund. He thanked India for providing general assistance to the island.
Shortage of healthcare professionals in general and shortage of specialist doctors in particular are always major challenges, and in a crisis such as this, these challenges are several times greater. The Maldives is fortunate to have received general assistance from India, and I convey my government's appreciations to Prime Minister Modi and the people of India.
Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapakse thanked Prime Minister Modi for offering assistance like testing kits to regional countries.
I also wish to recommend that a SAARC ministerial level group be established to discuss, share best practices and coordinate regional matters on combating coronavirus.
Afghanistan's President Ashraf Ghani welcomed the various new initiatives suggested by Prime Minister Modi and suggested that all countries keep a close focus in months ahead on the evolving situation. Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina also thanked Prime Minister Modi for bringing back 23 students of her country from Wuhan.
First of all, I thank Prime Minister Modi for taking this initiative. I also thank for bringing and hosting 23 of our students from Wuhan along with Indian students during the quarantine period.
Nepalese Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli noted the importance of pooling collective wisdom to devise a sound and effective strategy to combat the virus. The Prime Minister of Bhutan, Dr. Lote Tshering, welcomed the setting up of a COVID relief fund and acknowledged the contribution of healthcare professionals in combating the virus. Pakistan's State Minister of Health, Dr. Zafar Mirza, observed that his country shares the common regional concerns on the virus. 23 fresh cases of COVID-19 have been detected in the country, taking the total number of positive cases to 107. Out of the new cases, 17 confirmed cases have been reported from Maharashtra, 3 from Kerala, 2 from Telangana and 1 from Rajasthan. Out of the total confirmed cases so far, 9 patients were discharged and 2 persons lost their lives. Briefing the media in New Delhi, Special Secretary Sanjeev Kumar said that the government has also made the first test and second confirmatory test for novel coronavirus free of cost for Indian citizens. The Special Secretary informed that a dedicated round-the-clock helpline 99-718-765-91 has been set up at AIIMS, New Delhi, which will be manned by doctors. He said enough testing capacities are available and orders have been placed for the procurement of over 80.56 lakh additional N95 masks and personal protective equipment for healthcare workers. The visit of a high-powered delegation comprising Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju and top Indian Olympic Association officials to Tokyo later this month has been put on hold in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Edappadi Palanisamy has announced the closure of all elementary schools in the state till this month end. They include the closure of cinema halls and commercial complexes in the talukas of 16 border districts situated close to the neighbouring states till March 31st. In Uttar Pradesh, a case has been registered by police in Agra under sections 269 and 270 of the IPC and Epidemic Act against a railway officer for hiding the fact about his daughter being a suspected case of coronavirus infection. This is the first FIR for hindering the effort to contain the spread of coronavirus. According to the police, the railway officer's daughter had returned from Italy to Agra. The girl's father misled the police by giving false information that the girl had gone to Delhi. In Rajasthan, 3 of the 4 patients who had tested positive for coronavirus have recovered. Additional Chief Secretary of the Health Department, Rohit Kumar Singh, said that a 69-year-old man and a 70-year-old woman, both Italians, and an 85-year-old Jaipur-based person are now corona-free. They were treated in SMS Hospital. A report.
Doctors of SMS Medical College used combination of 2 drugs given as a second line of treatment for HIV, with drugs meant for curing malaria and swine flu to treat corona patients. SMS doctors also consulted with the Indian Council for Medical Research. After treatment of 3 infected individuals, it can be believed that the combination of drugs is functioning. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot has instructed all collectors to postpone fairs and crowded celebrations and ask them to make people aware. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jaipur.
In view of the outbreak of coronavirus, the Sri Mata Vaishno Devi Shrine Board has taken necessary precautionary measures. The Shrine Board issued an advisory to NRIs and foreigners and other visitors not to visit the shrine for 28 days after landing in India. Domestic visitors with symptoms like cough, high fever and breathing problems have been advised to reschedule or postpone their visit to the holy shrine. A fresh batch of 236 Indian nationals evacuated from Iran reached Jaisalmer this morning on board 2 Air India aircraft. All have been kept in a wellness centre operated by the Army after a medical checkup. Defence spokesperson Colonel Sambit Ghosh said they were tested negative for coronavirus in Iran. Their health will be monitored for at least 14 days by placing them at the wellness centres set up by the Army in Jaisalmer. Another 218 Indians, including 211 students, stranded in coronavirus-hit Italy arrived in New Delhi this morning on board an Air India flight from Milan. Minister of State for External Affairs, V. Muralidharan, said all of them will be quarantined for 2 weeks. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, visit our News on AIR app and follow us on Twitter @AIR News Alerts. You can also visit our website www.newsonair.com. Iran today announced that the coronavirus has killed 113 more people, the highest single-day death toll yet in one of the world's worst affected countries. Health Ministry spokesperson Kianush Jahanpur in a televised conference said that people should cancel all travel and stay at home so that the situation improves in the coming days. Spain today reported around 2,000 new coronavirus cases and more than 100 deaths over the last 24 hours, the latest spike in Europe's second most affected country after Italy. South Korea today reported 76 new coronavirus cases and 3 deaths, a drop of new cases to double digits for the first time in over 3 weeks. In Madhya Pradesh, the future of the Kamal Nath-led Congress government is likely to be decided on the first day of the budget session tomorrow. Governor Lalji Tandon has directed Chief Minister Kamal Nath in a letter to prove a majority on the first day of the budget session. Our correspondent reports that a meeting of Congress MLAs was held at the Chief Minister's residence to discuss the strategy for tomorrow's floor test. On the other hand, rebel MLAs of the Congress have once again sent their resignations to the Speaker of the Assembly. Meanwhile, Assembly Speaker Narmada Prasad Prajapati, on being asked if a floor test will be conducted tomorrow, said it will be known tomorrow only. In line with the ongoing Poshan Pakhwada in the country, Andaman and Nicobar Islands Social Welfare Department is conducting a Suposhan Day, especially in the identified hard-hit areas of the islands. Secretary Department of Social Welfare, Mrs. Geetika Sharma, said that fathers are being specifically invited to Anganwadi centres to enlighten them about the role of nutrition in the life of a newborn. In Jammu and Kashmir, the Pakistani army violated ceasefire in the Shahpur sector of Poonch district today. Locals said the Pakistani army first opened fire with small weapons and later used mortar shells on Indian forward posts and civilian areas in Shahpur sector. The Defence PRO said that at around 12:20 p.m. the Pakistani army violated ceasefire, forcing the army to retaliate. He said the Indian army is retaliating and giving a befitting reply to the enemy. In table tennis, ace Indian paddler Achanta Sharath Kamal has won the ITTF Challenger Plus Oman Open. The 37-year-old Indian veteran beat top-seeded Marcos Freitas of Portugal 4-2 in the final played in Muscat this evening. Earlier in the semi-finals today, fourth-seeded Achanta pulled off a stunning 7-set victory against Russia's Kirill Skachov. The News Services Division of All India Radio in its weekly bilingual live phone-in program Public Speak Tomorrow will bring you a discussion on prevention and control of coronavirus infection. This can be heard on the FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. Listeners can ask questions to the experts sitting in our studio on toll-free telephone number 1800-115767. You can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444 and post queries on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts by #AskAIR. And now, before we close, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon SAARC countries to work together to meet the challenge of coronavirus, proposes contributory emergency fund with India's initial offer of $10 million. Leaders of SAARC countries share Modi's thoughts, emphasizing a cooperative framework to contain the virus. Over 450 Indians airlifted from Iran and Italy today. Iran reports 113 more coronavirus deaths, highest single-day figure in the country so far. Budget session of Madhya Pradesh Assembly begins tomorrow. Trust vote by Chief Minister Kamal Nath also likely to come up. And in table tennis, Achanta Sharath Kamal clinches men's singles title of ITTF Challenger Plus Oman Open. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.